Okay, the episode starts off with Monet meeting up with Rico. She has to go meet up with him with one of her goons because Drew is still in a hospital and she exiled Kane from the family. Her goon had to stay up front with Rico's security, and she had to go alone to go meet up with Rico. Monet passes Rico the bag of money, and Rico said, I love when pretty bitches give me money. He's just an asshole. And he said, I'm sorry for popping off the way I did the other day. How your son doing? And Monet said, he's doing well, no thanks to you. Rico said, yeah, well, business is business. I can imagine that they'll be with you at the next drop. And Monet said, no. Rico said, our business here is done. I have some New York City pussy to attend to. And he go over to Monet in a rude, ignorant way and was like, because from the looks of it, I can see you ain't trying to give me none. And Monet just got sick of his disgusting ass, and she fired off. Bam. And hit him up again. Next, we hear gunshot from her bodyguard. He took out Rico's bodyguard up front. And I'm thinking like, damn, now what Monet going to do for a connect? Okay, up next is Kane, and he disposing Ramirez's body. And at the same time, Monet is blowing up Ramirez's phone. Kane looks at the phone. He says, shit, Monet. So he takes the chip out the phone and you destroy it. Throw it out in the woods, and he, breaks the phone apart and throw it in the river. And he keeps Ramirez's gun and badge, and he drags Ramirez's body to the river. Okay, back over to Monet. Her and her goon is cleaning up their mess. They're putting the bodies of Rico and his bodyguard in a van, and her goon is like, yeah, how long you think this will be until it blows over on us? Monet said, well, if Ramirez adds to this phone, it won't blow over on us. Diana pulls up, and Monet like, look, toss that phone that you called Rico on, toss that. And Diana like, I already did that. She is, she's a mother's child. Diana asks her mother, did she hear anything from Ramirez? And Monet has this worried look, and she said, nope. Diana said, I'm sure everything's okay. He'll get back to you. And Monet said, I don't know, Diana, this ain't right. So Diana is trying to get her mother's mind focused, and she's like, look, maybe we should go on at the hospital and check on Drew. Okay, over at Stansfield, Tariq is rushing to class as usual. And when he gets to class, he finds out that class was canceled because Jabari and Carrie want to interview more students. Lauren is telling Tariq this, and she's like, well, I think they got a tip on that guy who drowned in the pool. And Tariq like, damn, I thought didn't nobody know anything. And he's looking at Edwin going in to be interviewed. Lauren tells Tariq that you look so nice. Like, where you going? And Tariq says, well, actually, I'm going to testify for my mother today at the class. She asks Tariq, do you want me to come with you? And Tariq like, actually, Lauren, this is something that I have to do on my own. Lauren is like, okay, I understand. She adjusts his tie, and Tariq said, but I'm going to catch up with you, all right? And she's like, okay. Okay, next is the interview with Edwin, Jabari, and Carrie. And they're asking Edwin, what happened that night. So Edwin said, after the club, we was pretty drunk. So we went to go get something to eat. Who? Me, D'Angelo, and CJ. And they said that's all that was there. And he said, well, no, Zeke was there too. Carrie is sitting there like, oh shit. Because that she got to keep Zeke out of this shit because she done got that warning from Monet. Edwin is like, I don't know. They must have recognized us from inside of the club. They chased us down, and one of them put a gun to Zeke's knee. And so Jabari said, well, why didn't he shoot? Edwin said the gun got pushed away. Jabari said, by who? And Edwin said, Zeke's cousin. Jabari said, well, why are you just mentioning him? Edwin said, I think his name is Drew, but I don't really know him, though. I must have forgot. And Carrie is getting nervous because she don't want more information now. You know, she started this fire, but she didn't know what was coming at the back end. So she cuts him off and she said, you know what? You said you was drunk. You said you had a lot of drinks that night. How many drinks did you have? About 6 or 7? And you still think it was Zeke's cousin? Jabari asks, how did Drew get close enough to push the gun away? Ever said Drew and the guy was talking. And Jabari said, so he knew him? No. You know what? I guess I was too drunk. I think Zeke pushed the gun away. Drew was there on another night. Yeah, that's what it was. This is the wrong night I'm talking about. So Jabari and Carrie both is like, okay, cool. If we have any more information that's needed, we'll come and get you. And Carrie's not trying to really push for any more information. And Jabari really only want the information for his book. Carrie tells Jabari, you know what? I think Everett was so inebriated that night that he doesn't even remember what day it was. Trying to take the heat off this situation any further because you know Monet already warned her ass. And Jabari said, yeah, maybe we'll get some more information from someone else. And how about we hold off from giving Detective Santana this information? Carrie's like, cool. So Carrie and Jabari walks into their office because you know it's side by side of each other. And Zeke is waiting there for Carrie at the door, honey. Zeke asks Carrie, can he speak to her alone? Carrie said, cool, let's go to my office. And then as they're walking to her office, Zeke placed his hand around Carrie like in an affectionate way. I think it was more so near like her lower back or maybe her arm. And it was in an affectionate way, you know, something inappropriate for student and teacher. And Jabari is looking like, what the fuck? Okay, so once they're in Carrie's office, Zeke went the fuck off. He is mad and nervous and everything else because he's like, y'all, I told you not to fucking say something. And now the entire basketball team is being questioned. Carrie like, look, I was trying to protect you. And Zeke said, how was that trying to protect me? And the whole fucking team is getting questioned. So Carrie like, you are ahead of this. You have nothing to do with this. It just so happened that the team was involved, but not you directly. Has that changed? And Zeke tells Carrie like, look, this ain't just about me. This is about the whole fucking family. Carrie said, well, we have no leads. You're ahead of this. Just stay calm. So he said, what about Everett? Did he say something? And Carrie said, well, he said something about your cousin may be involved. And Zeke started freaking out. She said, but he recanted his story. And Zeke getting freaking out like, I'm gonna have to tell my family. And Carrie like, please, look, please. Don't tell your family. Do not tell your family. She is scared shitless of Monet. She walks over to him, put that pussy whip shit on him and kissing him like, you know I'm going to take care of this. Just calm down. I got you. Jabari creep ass was eavesdropping the whole time. And it's unclear to us what exactly he heard, but he gets to running over to Google and he gets to looking up Zeke. And it's a picture, it's an article of his game there at Stansfield. And it's a family picture and we see, you know, his whole family, Monet and them, and then Tyreek. It's the photo of the day when, you know, all of this events went down. The day the guy in the pool was killed. Okay, over at the hospital we see, and thankfully Drew is healing just fine. And Kane pops up in the room and Drew like, oh shit, you. Drew said, you better leave out here before Monet see you in here. And Kane said, nah. We good for a minute. Kane tries to adjust Drew's pillows for him to make him more comfortable. And Drew like, no, get off me. You don't give a fuck about me. Now I'm shot. You give a fuck? Kane said, come on now. You my brother. And Drew said, nah, you already fucked up. Just go ahead and leave. Kane says, well, I wouldn't have to do none of this shit if it wasn't for Tariq. And Drew like, here we go. Did Tariq make you choose WAP over us? He's not the problem. You are, Kane. Kane said, everything I do is to protect the family. And Drew said, we don't need your protection. That's what Ramirez is for. Kane said, fuck that motherfucker. We ain't never need that motherfucker. And we ain't gonna never need him again. Drew was like, Kane, tell me you ain't do nothing stupid. Where is Ramirez, Kane? And Kane said, where he need to be. Drew said, you're dumber than I thought. Kane said, so it's like that? You don't fuck with me no more either? And Drew said, don't put that on me. You just be acting out. Kane, just go. Just get the fuck out. Like I said before, Kane moves off emotions, and it's not right. But this is learned behavior, and we all know this family in the hood, that family that ain't to be fucked with. And, the mother is, even though she's older, she probably move a little different, but she just as crazy as the son. And I say this about Monet. The way she killed her supplier, not to say Rico should have got away with it, but Monet, you're older. You know how to sit down and strategize, or maybe she doesn't. But I can see Monet, getting her son the animal every time somebody fuck up, and it's never no consequences behind his behavior. So this is learned behavior for Kane. He don't know how to control it. Okay, it's court day, and we know that Tariq is going to get called to testify. Saxe calls Tariq to the stand. And he gets to the question, look, Tariq, okay, did you see your mother the night that your father was killed at Truth nightclub? And Tariq says, no, but I seen you there with a gun. And this sends a shock throughout the courtroom. And also, I forgot to mention that Riley is in the courtroom for what? I don't know why she would want to blow her cover, or maybe because she is there because she wants to get some shit on Tariq for fucking up her relationship, because her relationship, she was real with Braden. She really do love him, I believe. And with that being said, I think she's there mainly to get some information about Tariq, like what's really going on with this case. Also, Tamika is in the courtroom. Saxe said, I was there, but in official capacity. And Tariq said, well, were you in official capacity when you followed me the night of my birthday to my father's grave? And this catches McLean attention, and he likes it. He likes that clever stuff from Tariq. I bet they're looking like, what the fuck is going on here? Saxe asked the judge to redirect Tariq to answer the question. And Tariq said, look, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I just would really like to know why he followed me that night. The judge said, so would I, but you have to answer the question. Saxe asks again, were you with your mother at Truth nightclub the night your father was killed? Tariq said, I really like to know how did you know I was going to my father's grave that night? Riley back there getting scared as shit. And Saxe like, look, Your Honor, he is not answering the question. Now, y'all, in real life, Tariq would have been out of order because this would be two different issues. You wouldn't handle it in this way. In real life, the judge would have scratched that, and she would have told the jury to go in the back or disregard it like they never heard that. Tariq tells the judge the only reason why he want me to answer that is because him following me to my father's grave and what he heard me say to my father at his grave. He had me drugged and followed. Who would help you do that? Who did you have drug me? Holly back in the courtroom, nervous as shit. Saxe stumbling, can't get his words together. And Tariq keeps going. He's asking, well, who would do that, Saxe? What type of official capacity? Was they in an official capacity when they did this to me? The courtroom is going off. Saxe got the dick look on his face. Riley back there nervous as shit, thinking that Tariq gonna call her out. And McLean got the biggest smile on his face because that's all he wants, that win. And Tamika got this smirk on her face looking at Saxe like, you dummy. The judge asked Saxe, she said, is any of this true? And what agent was helping you? Or was it even an agent who helped you? Saxe said, this is absurd. And she said, how many people are involved here? And Tariq said, I could tell you exactly how many people involved and how many people actually know about it since the beginning. And McLean like, Your Honor, can we go in the chambers? And, he wants to do this because he is some way involved. He don't know what Tariq know. Like, McLean probably thinking that Tariq knows that he was working with Saxe at this point. The judge said, you know what? That's a very good idea. In the chambers, right off the bat, McLean like, Your Honor, I think I'm calling for a mistrial. She said, it's a lot of things I'm thinking, but mistrial is not one of them. The judge said, I'm inclined to put both of you guys under oath to find out what's really going on. And she digging in Saxe's ass like, did you really drug him to make him testify against his mother? And she asked McLean, and I want to know, how long did you know about this? And here comes saving grace. I come in, he tells him to get the fuck out. And she like, excuse me, this is my chamber. She said, he's like, look, if you want to work here again, you get the fuck out. And she leaves. So I got that pull. Sax asks, what the fuck is she doing here talking about Tamika? And Tamika like, look, I told you this shit was going to happen and you went too far. I is going off. He said, God damn it, the ball was on the tee, Sax. That's all you had to do is hit it. Now we don't have nobody to go down for St. Patrick murder. Your little side investigation fucked it up. And you got outsmarted by a fucking kid. And he goes over to McLean and said, and you unethical motherfucker. You knew about the shit the whole time. And like I knew, Tariq told Tamika everything. Tamika is going to become Tariq's personal lawyer, in my opinion. McLean said, I was working in the best interest of my client. And with that being said, what do you have to offer us? Okay, so they all go back in the courtroom and this is the deal. I said, okay, here's the deal. We'll dismiss all the charges, but you have to write a statement saying that Tommy Egan ran the drug operation and he killed James St. Patrick. And then you can go straight to witness protection somewhere in Arizona. But you have to give up Tommy Egan's whole organization, and we need your full cooperation. Sax called Ock over and he said, don't you think this is a little premature? Ock said, look, your ass gotta resign after this shit. You shut the fuck up. And you gonna write something. Tell them that, make some shit up, but you gone. Tasha said, look, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to need witness protection for my entire family. And Ock like, oh, hell no. I'm not putting you and Tariq in witness protection together. Hell no. Tasha said, well, I'm not doing it. I said, okay, well, I'll refile the old charges. Tasha like, oh my God, can he do that? And both McLean and Tamika said yes. And Tamika also tell her, and Tasha, you're going to have to give them everything. McLean is telling Tasha to take the deal. And Tariq is like, look, Ma, take the deal. I'll be fine in school. Tasha said, okay, I'll take it. And act like, congratulations, you're officially unfucked. As everyone is leaving, Tasha turned around to Tariq and she says, I'm not leaving you. Okay, Tasha get released and she's escorted out by the correctional officer that hates her. And the correctional officer like, bye Tasha, I'll see you soon. And Tasha is swarmed by a small press that was outside waiting. And McLean like, look, you can see your family as soon as you read this. And Tasha looks at the paper like, I ain't reading this fucking shit. I believe in that statement it was praising McLean and calling out Tommy Egan. I just believe that was on that paper. Instead, Tasha thanked her family for sticking by her, and she kept it moving. McLean went on to make a statement to the press, praising himself and thankful that an African-American woman was found innocent in a court of law. This moment was really about him. Tasha goes over and hugs and kisses her mom and Yasmin, and then she hugs Tariq, and Tariq said, Mom, we really running? She said, well, I ain't snitching on Tommy. You need to go to that school, pack your stuff, and be ready at a moment's notice. And Tariq said, Mom, Monet is not going to let me off the hook like that. And she said, don't worry about Monet. Do what I said. Okay, on campus, Riley runs down on Brayden, and she's like, look, I really need to talk to you. And Brayden said, why? So you can run back and tell your uncle. She said, you know what? I admit that the way things started was fucked up. And Brayden said it was beyond fucked up. You lied about everything. Get the fuck away from me, Riley. And Riley said, this ain't about me. This about Tariq. Do you even know him? You know the real Tariq? I went to court today. You know his family, what they're involved in, and he may have killed his father. Tariq is dangerous. He may get you killed or involved in some deep shit. And you need to stay away from him. Brayden says, so what about you, Holly? You drugged him to get what you wanted. Riley says, oh, that was a mistake. Brayden said, oh, yeah, well, I made a mistake too. And Riley said, look, well, I didn't make a mistake loving you. I loved you. I'm still in love with you. Brayden said, well, I guess you fucked that up. Oh, poor Riley. Okay, over in the dorms at Tariq's, Zeke come in. Zeke, I live for Zeke anxiety. I mean, he be going through it. Tariq lets him in. He said, where you been at? I've been looking for you all day. Tariq said, I had to go to court for my mom today. She got released. And Zeke like, okay, that's cool. That's dope. But Zeke is trying to get in touch with Drew because he's trying to alert Drew that his name been caught up in that investigation bullshit. Also, Tariq is realizing that Zeke doesn't even know that Drew had got shot. Also, Tariq like, hold up, what club situation? What you talking about? Zeke like, oh, Monet ain't tell you? So Zeke tells Tariq the whole story about that night. Tariq like, damn, you good? And Zeke said, I'm straight, but I'm just telling you, you need to watch your back. Monet don't tell everybody what they need to know. Look how they got me wrapped up in this shit. But all I'm saying is they found out about Drew, they might find out about you. Tariq said, I'm cool, I'll figure it out. Zeke paranoid ass like, I wish you'd have stayed away from my auntie like I told you. Okay, next up, Tariq meets up with Diana. And he tells Diana, like, look, Zeke doesn't know that Drew has been shot. And Diana said, well, he been around asking all these damn questions, making my mother nervous. And you know how she tried to keep him out of stuff, so she didn't tell him. Tariq said, I think it's a little too late for that because they've been investigating at the school and Drew's name came up somehow. And now they want to look closer into Drew and Zeke. Diana like, fuck, we do not need this right now with all the rest of the bullshit we already going through. Tariq said, I know, maybe Ramirez can help. Diana said, I don't know. Tariq said, look, Diana, you can tell me anything. You have to open up to me. And she like, Kane. Tariq like, huh? Diana said, don't make me say it out loud. And Tariq said, why would he do that? Diana tells Tariq like, look, Kane is out of control and he hates you more than he hated Ramirez. So you need to be careful. Tariq said, look, D, nothing's going to happen to me. And nothing's going to happen to you. I got you. I got us. Tariq being all romantical and stuff. I see you, boy. Okay, on campus, Tariq gets a text from Jabari asking to meet up with him. And Brayden strolls up on Tariq and he says, I heard about your moms. And, Riley came up today. And Tariq said, what the fuck she wanted? Well, she told me to stay away from you, that you ain't telling me everything about your family and about your father. And Tariq said, so what do you think? And Brayden said, I think she crazy as shit. And they left it off. Tariq says, you know what? I don't think Riley was all fake. I mean, she basically lived this life and sex couldn't make her do that. And Brayden said, well, I got a hook, but who could blame her, right? And they slept to 5 and left it off what, the guys do. But Brayden's real agenda for being there is he wants to know what's going to happen with Course Correct since, Tasha is home and everything. And he's like, look, I know you don't need it with your mom's being home, and I know you got a lot to focus on. I don't want to take you away from that. But I finally found something I was good at, and I want to keep this thing going. Tariq said, I don't know, with all this heat around, you still want to do it? And Brayden like, look, Kane dropped that body, not us. Brayden is thinking about the entrepreneur side. He's not thinking of the dirty, grimy, street, wicked side. That time when Kane dropped him off in the hood, that's unrealistic. He didn't meet that grimy side yet. So he's thinking about the entrepreneur side. He looking at it like they got a good thing going. They was low key and they was getting money. He want to keep that going. Brayden says we lay low till the heat blow over, and if you down for it, I'm down and we can get back to business. Tariq like, I don't know, but even if I'm not in, the Tejada's gonna need someone, and you can work with them. Tariq is also thinking that he's gonna have to run with his mother, so he's kind of on the fence. So he tells Brayden like, look, we gonna chop it up later. Tariq goes up and meets up with Jabari, and he says, why class? It wasn't no class today. And Jabari said, we're still doing investigation. Tariq says, did you guys find out anything? Jabari said, that's exactly why I wanted to talk to you today. We need your help. We're looking into Zeke, but we think you know his cousin. And he pulls out the family portrait of Zeke and Monet and them. And he said, Drew. Tariq picks up the picture and he looks at the picture and he said, no, I don't know him. And Jabari said, come on, Tariq, you don't have to lie. Tariq said, well, I see him around, but I don't know him. Jabari ass went psycho. He like, look, I know you sell drugs. I know you get it from Drew Tejada. I know he know the person that jumped Zeke. And I know the person who killed that person in the pool. But I can help you. Tariq said, look, I don't know how you think I'm involved with any of this. Jabari said, look, Tariq, I'm fascinated with you. Your story, your background, is so unique. And I want to write about you in my next book. Tariq said, you want to use me for your next book? And what does that have to do with this investigation? Jabari said, well, I can help you, help me to help you. I can share my cash advance with you if you need some help. Tariq asks, can I say no? And Jabari said, look, I know you're a good kid pulling that good kid pull card, but you're from you're just in a bad situation. And you just stumbled across the Cross family and got up in this bad situation. But I'm telling you, they're connecting the dots and they're getting close. Jabari is a fucking dirty-ass motherfucker because they ain't telling these detectives shit. Detective Santana comes in and Jabari tells Tariq to think about what they talked about and to give him a call. Okay, over at Monet's bar, Tasha comes to see Monet and she starts to introduce herself, and Monet cuts her short by saying, Tasha, I do my research on everyone before I get in bed with them. Tasha said, okay, cool, but I'm going to need Tariq back. I'm willing to buy him out, give back everything that he owe you, but we have to move on so we can put all this stuff behind us. Monet said, I can't. Tariq tracked me down, had me change my whole operation. I can't let him go. My husband won't have it. Tasha said, well, I'm not asking your husband. I came here to talk to you. Tasha said, just like you, I lived in my husband's shadows. My husband made a lot of promises to me, and that just ended up with my daughter getting murdered. And I can't lose Tariq as well. Monet said, well, Tariq is a man now, and he did say he'll always choose you. But right now, he belongs to me. Next thing we hear is gunshot bullets. Al comes in the door, all shot the fuck up, falling. And Monet and Tasha creeps to the window, and we see the tail of Tommy's car. Now, I wondered if Monet think this is about her. And of course, Tasha know who Tommy is. She know that Tommy came back to collect. Okay, over at the dorms, Tariq is packing stuff, he can't believe this is the end, because him and Tasha supposed to be running off to the sunset to freedom. So he's packing up, taking little pictures of, memories with him. And Tasha busting the window, fucking up his vibe. Come on, Tariq, come on, we gotta go. Tommy just tried to kill me. And Tariq like, what the fuck are you doing here? What's going on? Tommy tried to kill me. We gotta get Jazz. We gotta go out of town. Do you have some money, Mom? No, we got to go. We got to go. We'll think about that later. Tariq said, just calm down. Like, in a few days, I could pull together some money. Tasha said, boy, did you hear what I said? Tommy is a fucking killer. And Tariq said, and I am too. The fuck? Talk about when a boy becomes a man. And I like that in Tariq. I was saying that, like, they keep playing Tariq like he ain't no killer. Tariq a killer. They don't know about Tariq. Tariq will kill someone and then play like he go right back to school like he ain't killed nobody. Sit in class and ask the questions. They better ask about Tariq. And Tariq asks Tasha, haven't I always took care of you? Well, it's no different from any other time. Now, you take this burner, and if you need anything, you hit me up. But you lay low and let me make some moves to get some money. Okay, up next, Monet goes to see Lorenzo, and she's touching bases with him. And she tells him, that Drew is good, but Al died, and I had to put all the coke up before the cops came by myself. Lorenzo said, that's why you shouldn't have killed Rico. We need foot soldiers on the ground that can start us a war. So Monet asks Lorenzo, so what I was supposed to just let him get away what he did to Drew? And Lorenzo is frustrated. He like, no, what the fuck I wanted you to do was think about this shit. And we can see where Kane get his behavior from. Lorenzo was right about strategizing. But at the same time, Monet is right about not letting Rico get away with shooting and almost killing Drew. However, when you move off emotions, it can start a clusterfuck of shit that she don't need right now. Lorenzo was telling Monet, you made the situation worse. And Monet like, look, I covered my tracks. I did everything so it won't fall back on us. Lorenzo tells Monet like, now you're exposed. We need Kane back. You need to do whatever you need to do to get him back. Monet like, look, he's a problem. And Lorenzo said, well, now he's the fucking solution. Monet said, what I need is Ramirez. Lorenzo said, that's all you better need him for is business. Monet said, look, I need protection. If you won't find me none, I'll find him myself. Lorenzo said, I'm going to find Ramirez. Just calm down. Nothing really could have happened to him. Don't nobody know except for Rico that Ramirez was working with me. But you just go ahead and do what I said about Kane. Okay, Monet makes it over to the GTG trap house. And Kane is in his room and he is giving it to this girl. Must be nice. And in walks Monet and she like, get the fuck up and get out. And she asks Kane, where's Ramirez? And Kane said, I don't know, you should have kept him on a tighter leash. Monet whips out her gun and she put it to Kane head and she said, Kane, I told you if you do anything against this family again, I'm going to take you out my motherfucking self. And Kane said, I belong to this family. Ramirez wasn't even family. Monet said, wasn't, as in past tense. She's like, oh God, Kane, like, I done fucked up. This is my fault. You know, every time you do something, I get Ramirez to get you right out. Can't you see that he was the only one that could protect you, and now you done fucked that shit up. You make some dumbass decisions, Kane. And Kane said, can't you see that you make some too? This shit with Ramirez and Tariq. And Monet said, look, you still worried about Tariq, Kane, after all this time. Tariq is the one that saved your sister's life. I can trust Tariq. I can't trust you, Kane. Okay, y'all, over to Tariq. Tariq now got to go see about Tommy for trying to kill his mom. You know, Tommy, he respects Tommy, he feels Tommy, but he fears Tommy, but Tariq can't have Tommy around here trying to kill his mother. Tariq is sitting on Tommy's infamous blue car, leaning, waiting to check Tommy when he comes out. Tommy is at Lakeisha's son's house checking up on him. So Tommy comes out and he like, look, I promised your father that I wouldn't do nothing to you, but if you don't get your narrow ass off my motherfucking car, I will beat your ass. So Tariq said, yeah, I heard you was looking for my mom. He said, your father told me not to do anything to you, but your mother know the deal. She know the game. She know that snitchy shade. She gonna snitch on me, or I'm gonna see about her. And don't be calling me no Uncle Tommy. Since you did that shit to your father, we are no longer family. And Tariq said, well, my father was going to snitch on me. That's why I had to do what I had to do. And Lakeisha was going to snitch on my mother. That's why she had to do what she had to do. So Tommy said, oh, yeah, and Keisha, that's why I'm here for your mother, too. Tariq is trying to bargain with him, telling Tommy all the reasons why he shouldn't. So Tommy like, look, I don't give a fuck. I want all the smoke. So Tariq like, look, I got a plan that can get everyone in the clear. We all be happy. So Tommy said, you got 2 minutes. Tell me what the fuck is going on. Okay, now we have Sax, and he's in an entanglement with, I think she's the state's attorney from one of the episodes from Power. And McLean is blowing up Sax's phone, and the text message says, Tommy is in town trying to kill my client. And this gets Sax gears to grind, and he got to go see what this is about. Next, we hear Tariq asking Tasha, is everything in place? And Tasha tells Tariq, yeah, this plan better work. So Tasha hops in the car, and in the back seat is Sax. The plan is Tasha to run around and do errands until Tommy pulls up for her, because they know Tommy is coming for her. So Tommy comes up, and it's unmarked police cars in the area. So they send Tommy on a chase, and now they get to chasing Tommy. Tommy crashes into a gas station. Now we know Tommy done did a lot of shit. He ain't never do no dumb shit. He's a hothead like Kane, but he's a strategizer. He's a little more mature. He's going to think about the shit before he do it. It might turn out to be some dumb shit, but the way Tommy does it, he covers his tracks. He strategized very well. Sax is freaking out. He like, oh my gosh, like, fuck that. We going to get Tommy again. I'm trying to save my job. I got 24 hours. So he tried to run over to the gas station, and his partner said, what the fuck are you doing? Calm down. And then we hear a second explosion. And, it's the end. Tommy is gone. But he ain't gone for real. We know Tommy. Okay, over to Tariq. Tariq is meeting up with Professor Jabari because he's like blackmailing him, and he's gonna pay him off. So Tariq needs the money for Tasha to be on a run. So he's gonna use this as leverage. So he goes meet up with him. He gets the money, and he said, Tariq, I can give you some more, but I have to wait until I can get to this other account. And Tyreek like, oh, no, it's cool. I can get it another day. So he said, Tyreek, I just need to know one thing. Who killed that boy at the pool? I can't figure it out. Was it Drew Tejada? And Tyreek like, I don't know. Next thing we know, he is boom, gunshot bullet. Jabari is on the ground. I'm like, yes. But who did it? Was it a bird? Was it a plane? No, it was Psycho Kane coming from out the bushes. And he like, I knew you was a snitch. I knew that shit. I should take your ass out right now. And Tyrese said, look, what are you talking about? We can't do this shit right now. This nigga is bleeding out. In case I don't give a fuck about him. Tariq is like, thank Kane. This is the professor from Zeke's school. And if they find him and me here dead, Monet is going to know it's you. And how many chances do you have with her after you done killed Ramirez? What's going to happen when you mess up Zeke's chances of in Stansfield? And Kane's stupid ass sitting there stupid. I don't know. I might get back in, especially after I tell her that you was a snitch. Tyrese said maybe and maybe not. Maybe you went too far, Kane. Monet Connect is dead. The corner boys are gone because of you. Seems like I'm on their lifeline. Because without me, the Tejada business is dead. But check this out. I can make that Ramirez shit go away. Is that his gun? Let me see that. Kane said, you better get the fuck back before I put a hole in you. Tyrese said, look, Kane, we got to finish this nigga off. He laying here bleeding out. Those bullets got Ramirez fingerprints all over it. Ramirez was a dirty cop. Let me finish him off. You go on where people can see you at, and this won't come back on you. Let me finish this up. Meanwhile, Jabari is sitting there. What are you doing, man? What are you doing, Tyreek? Bleeding out and shit. Tyreek tells Kane, like, look, this could be your way back in with your family, but it's your choice. It's all good with me. And Kane gives Tyreek the gun. And he takes off like Tyreek told him to. Jabari like, Tyreek, that was so good. That was so good you told him that lie to get me help. Now call the police. And Tyreek like, nah, you just had to do this. You just had to follow me around. You had to be nosy. Here goes Jabari bargaining. Tyreek, you're a good kid that's got in a bad way. Tyreek, please don't do that. Tyreek, please. You're not a killer, Tyreek, okay? Tyreek said, wrong. You don't know nothing about me. I killed my best friend, he's talking about Kanan, to protect my family. And I killed my father. Do you think that I won't do whatever it takes to survive out here? It's all about me, my family, and a gun. And pop, he shoots Jabari. Kane's still lurking in the bushes, and he's like, he has this grin like, yeah. And we hear another pop. For Kane, this proves that Tyreek is about that life. Okay, over to Milgram. Now we see Milgram reading an email from Jabari that says, I was wrong about you. Can we talk tomorrow? And right now, she ain't too much worried about that because she got Zeke over there and he's ready for round 2. Okay, next we have Saxon. He's packing up his stuff because, he had to resign. And McLean Shiesty has come through the door. And he like, what you going to do now that you're not state's attorney anymore? Sax said, well, if you must know, I was going to work with my brother. So McLean said, well, damn, if that's all that's waiting for you, maybe you have another option. Come work for me. Sax said, are you joking? And McLean said, no, you know every inch of this office and how things work, and you can beat the shit out of them in court and make money. So Sax is pondering on it. He like, yeah. McLean said, make sure you bring everything that you need to bring with you. And Sax said, you mean steal government files? And McLean said, bring everything. Okay, it's been a long-ass day for Tariq. And, it looks like he's trying to wind down, looking at himself in the mirror, trying to, bring out some good in him, because he been acting like a goddamn monster because people been testing him all fucking day. A smooth monster. He been strategizing, getting some shit done. Tommy like, did the plan work? I hate to think that I took out my back molars for nothing. And Tariq like, yeah, the feds think that you're dead. Long as you don't show up in the city, you should be good. Tommy said, I'm getting off the 95 turnpike right now. But as we can see, Tommy is lying. Tommy asks Tariq, so are you and your mother still running? And Tariq said, yeah, you don't have to ever worry about us again. She will not be testifying against you. Tommy said, okay, then kid, we cool now. And this makes an antenna, and Tariq goes up. And he makes a phone call and said, look, I need you. Okay, over at the gravesite, we have Tasha, and Tasha's talking to Raina, telling her that, I won't be back here for a while, but I know you with your father, so you'll be fine. Tariq rolls up and he like, I'm sorry it took me so long. Where's Jazz at? Tasha said, I had to leave her with Big Mama. Like, this would be too much for her to be going on a run. And you know how kids are, they always forgetting their secret identity. This is all the stuff that Sax put in her head when he was on a car chase with Tommy. She asks Tariq, did you get the money? So Tariq like, yeah. She gives her some money, and then we see FBI agents pull up. And then like, look, Miss St. Patrick, you have to come with us. We got a tip that someone else is trying to kill you. You have to come with us. And we see Tariq saying, I'm sorry, Ma, like I had to do this. Meanwhile, the whole time, Tommy is behind the graves creeping up on the both of them. And what stopped him is when he seen the feds pulling up. Tasha's like, no, Reek, I can't leave without you. Tariq is like, look, Ma, you taught me everything. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be fine. But what I need right now is for you to be safe. I'm sorry, Mom. Tasha said, well, I guess this, I have to accept this is the man that you are meant to be. She hugs and kisses her baby boy, and they hauling her off to witness protection. And this is interesting because they think Tommy is killed. How is it that Tasha is still able to get protection? Because normally they do not give a fuck about you. I mean, Tommy could have been alive, and say for instance he would have went to court and been proven not guilty, and he could be out in the street. They wouldn't give a fuck about Tasha. They'd be like, oh, we don't got nothing to do with that anymore. So that kind of got me like, huh? Okay, but this is TV. As soon as they pulls off, here comes Tommy from behind the grave. He grabbed up Tariq. He was like, you sneaky motherfucker, you had this whole shit planned. And Tariq like, yeah, I couldn't let you kill my mother. Tommy said, you did right, but your mother is dead. On everything, I'ma see her ass. Next thing we see is someone pointing a gun behind his head. And he said, who the fuck has the balls to put a gun behind my head? Monet said, I don't need no balls, bitch. Just a piece of steel with an upper hand. Monet said, I heard you the motherfucker that smoked my barb. Tommy said, well, you was hanging with a snitch. He said, I don't give a fuck. You killed my mans. So now I should kill your ass. And Tommy said, do what you gotta do. Because Tariq, I'm not gonna never stop going after Tasha. At this point, Tariq jumps in the middle and he like, I know Uncle Tommy, but I don't want you dead. Tommy like, chip off the old block, because he used to this shit with Ghost. He was used to this. Ghost doing a clever ass shit. You don't even know what's coming at you from the sideline. He warns Monet, Tommy, he said, you better be careful with this one. But I'm going to go ahead and go. Give me my piece. And they were looking at Tommy like, yeah, right. And he said, well, that ain't going to happen, right? And we see Diana, and it looks like Drew and Tommy is peeping this. And he said, you see this shit right here? This is exactly like Ghost. Like I said, always something popping up to save the day. Tariq said, well, next time I see you, Uncle Tommy, maybe I'll be worthy of his name. And Tommy said, kid, you ain't gonna never see me again. Which I think that's more. I think we're gonna see Tommy here and there. And Tommy dips off. Tariq asks Monet, you good? And Monet like, yeah. Tariq is now facing his father's grave, and Monet says, so you really killed your father? Tariq said, he might not be here anymore, but ghosts never die. Monet said, let's go, family's waiting. And this is the beginning of the Tejada Enterprise. I really enjoyed this episode, and I cannot wait to see what season 2 has in store for us. I loved how they wrapped everything up for us. Like, we know that Tasha's not going to be reoccurring in this. You know, she may pop up here and there. That's how I see it. Her and Tommy may do pop-ups here and there, but you know that power pretty much ended for them, and I'm liking how they closing all the story, so nothing is really lingering. I like how the Tejadas are really opening up their eyes to see how Tariq really is. And, you know, he ain't no small time fry, because I looked at Ghost Enterprise on a way higher level than the Tejadas. They still want street stuff with Ghost. You know, he was living lavish and he wasn't running in the streets. Tommy have, because that was Tommy's choice. You know, Tommy had the choice to turn legit as well. But maybe in season 2, Tariq is going to show the Tejadas a new game on the art of selling drugs and getting money. I would have liked to see Kane and his family patch things up, because like Lorenzo told Monet that they need Kane right now. So I would have liked to see that. So in next season, we wouldn't have to worry about him still really side-eyeing Tariq. Not the fact that he side-eyeing him, because, you know, Tariq has to earn Kane's trust, but Kane has to pipe it down some, and I can't take it in season 2 if he's still talking about Tariq. Tariq has saved your family multiple times, and you just have to give him that respect, Kane. But I'm eager to see what's up next, and y'all tell me what y'all think. Like and subscribe, and talk to me, y'all, in the comment section. Bye.